Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome. It is the end of November, so it is time for my end of the month home fragrance empties, starting with the room sprays per usual. I went through 2 Laundry Day and Palo Santo and Sage. I love these 2 fragrances and they are absolute repurchases for me. I've been trying to show my Yankee some love and trying to burn through what I currently have from Yankee. I haven't purchased any of the new fall or winter holiday scents and I don't plan to. So starting off with Vanilla Creme Brulee, this one was better in a closed concept for me. In a hurricane, it was a 7 in my bedroom. Without a hurricane, it was more in that 5.5 to 6 range. Open concept, kind of got lost. Didn't really have any performance issues with this candle. It didn't burn hot and fast. I didn't get puny wicks with it. I would have liked to enjoy this fragrance more in my open concept. It was yummy while lit in a bedroom, but you know, gourmands for me, I like them more in my open concept. And because this one couldn't really perform in my open concept the way I would have hoped, this candle will be a one-time purchase for me. Next up, we have Shimmering Christmas Tree from Yankee. This was released last winter holiday from Yankee. I wasn't really pleased with this collection that was released from them last year. I was supposed to do dedicated post-burn reviews of it on my previous channel, but it was pretty lackluster, so I just didn't. This one had puny wicks, low strength and throw. I burned half of it last year, pulled the remainder half out this year to finish. It burnt clean, but I did have to soak up wax on it multiple times to be able to finish the candle. And I had to keep it in a hurricane just because strength and throw lacked in an open concept and the puny wick. So in order to keep a nice, deep, even wax pull on the candle, it needed to be in a hurricane. At the most in my hurricane, it might have got up to a 5 in my open concept. But even then, I had this lit with other fragrances that I was enjoying, so this was still pretty, you know, wasn't that noticeable. Don't know if Yankee bought this collection back this year, but none of the candles other than the winter, I think it was called Sparkling Winterberry or something like that. That one was the best performer in strength and throw, and as well as how the wicks performed on that candle. So even though it was a basic berry scent, that one to me was the standout from, I know it was Shimmering Christmas Tree, the other one that I'm about to pull out, and I think it was a white one that was like a mint fragrance, which didn't stand up to Snow Globe Wonderland at all. It reminded me of Snow Globe Wonderland, but that one also had a low strength and throw on it, so I had burnt through that one last year, but this one definitely a pass. Holiday Cheer was another one from Yankee's collection last year for winter holiday. Also had a low strength and throw. By the time I got to the midpoint with this one this year and put it in a hurricane in my living room, it got up to about a 6, so the scent was more noticeable. However, I did not care for this scent. It was some type of note in there. I can't remember if it was licorice or something that I just didn't like. I didn't like the overall scent profile. This one also had puny wicks on it, but the burn performance as far as soot was good. This is another one. If this one did return, it's a pass for me. I guess it was supposed to be like a wine drink type of fragrance, but whatever note was in this that was off-putting to me, I did not enjoy this candle. So while I didn't burn it in my basement, I didn't hate burn it, I was determined to finish this candle. I think I mentioned I kept it in a hurricane as well with the puny wicks and to try to get the best strength and throw. And I believe I had this one lit at times with other candles as well, so that I could just burn it and get through it, but also enjoy another fragrance as well. Then we have Sunflower and Suede from Kringle. I really enjoyed this candle. I did do a dedicated review of it here on the channel if you want to check it out. Strength and throw in an open and closed concept was a 6. In a hurricane, I could get the throw up to a 7 in a closed concept, but the strength of the fragrance was still a 6, so it wasn't overpowering in the medium range. Nice clean burn, no issues with the burn. It was times it could burn a little hot and fast and would get mushroom tops on the tip of the wicks, but other than that, staying on top of trimming the wicks in between each burn, I had no issues. I would like to repurchase this candle, but with these large 2-wick jars, I don't have a lot of space for them. And this is the only one that I burned so far out of the fall reserve release. So I still have to burn through the other ones. But if this one is still around, I feel it's repurchase worthy. So I would definitely pick it up again. Then we have Pumpkin Cinnamon Bun from Bath & Body Works with notes of warm cinnamon roll, pumpkin spice, and vanilla frosting. I didn't really get the bakery accord, just a nice spiced vanilla frosting scent with this one. It's been a while since I had it, so I went ahead and picked it up this year. I did keep this one in a hurricane in my open concept. It was times I blended this with pumpkin cupcake, and I feel like this one was stronger than pumpkin cupcake. So I would place the strength and throw of this in the strong, medium to high range, depending on whether or not I had it in or out of a hurricane. So in the 7 to 8 range in an open concept. I don't know if I'm gonna purchase pumpkin cinnamon bun. It didn't give me any issues. Burn performance was good on this candle. I'll see how I feel next year when it comes time to shop fall candles with Bath and Body Works. But overall, I did enjoy the candle. And if you like, you know, those bakery vanilla spice type fragrances from Bath and Body Works, then it's definitely repurchase worthy. I see why it comes back every year, but I'm not sure 100% if I will repurchase it again next year. Then we have Nutty Buddy from Goose Creek. This had a strong medium strength with a high throw. In my open concept, there were times that it burned a little hot and fast, so I did not place it in a hurricane. As you can see, one of the burns, my label did start to peel. Little bit of wick residue in the jar. I kept my burn time to 3 hours with this one so I wouldn't get tons of soot. This leaned more of like a hazelnut type of scent to my nose than a chocolate peanut butter scent. Overall, it was nice, but one and done for me. I did enjoy the candle, but I don't feel like I need to repurchase this one. Then we have Peanut Butter Cookie from the Betty Crocker collab. If you caught my dedicated review of this candle, I was not a fan of this scent while it was burning. It smelled much better on cold. I ended up placing it on the warmer at the halfway point. It's a shame because it was burning so nice and clean. I didn't have issues with soot or a hot fast burn. For me, this started out in the strong medium to high range, but by the time I hit the halfway point to review it, it was more of a 6 to 7 range in the open concept. And I believe that was without a hurricane. So I did finish the fragrance off on my warmer. Definitely would not repurchase this candle. It was just very off-putting while the candle was lit. Scent notes: creamy peanut butter, brown sugar, a pinch of salt, and freshly baked cookie. I really enjoyed Peach Pecan Waffles from Goose Creek. This is from last year, so I didn't pick it up this year because I enjoyed it so much. I did repurchase it, so I do have one more in my stash to enjoy. This was a solid 7 in my open concept without a hurricane on it. This one did get a little messy with the burn, and I don't think it has scent notes, but it pretty much smells like what it says, like a pecan waffle. You get that maple note in there, not cloying maple, and you definitely get the peach. This was a really nice, interesting gourmand blend, and I like the way Goose Creek does their peach notes, so I wasn't scared to give this one a shot, and I'm glad I did back it up, and I have one more to enjoy. So I don't know if I'm going to burn it this year, but I'll probably pull it out sometime next year as a nice breakfast morning time fragrance and burn through that one. And then if this returns, I will probably pick it up again next fall. Then I went ahead and pulled out Fresh Balsam from last year. So I did not pick up the newer packaging of Fresh Balsam this year. Strength and Throw in an open concept was a solid 8 without a hurricane on it. This one did burn hot. It had those thin core wicks, so I definitely had to keep an eye on this one as it burned and watch my burn time. But overall, no issues with the burn performance. I love Fresh Balsam from Bath and Body Works. Scent notes: woodland balsam, eucalyptus, fir branches, and cedar wood. I know everybody isn't a fan of Fresh Balsam, but I absolutely love it. And if I'm shopping Bath and Body Works next year, then I will definitely pick this one up because I enjoy Fresh Balsam every winter holiday season. Next up is Sage and Palo Santo from Kringle. Unfortunately, this had a low strength and throw for me in a closed concept. It was in the 3 to 4 range, and that was even with me putting it in a hurricane with the doors shut. Scent notes are sage, citrus, bergamot, lemon, oregano, lavender, jasmine, amber, musk, and woody. This fell flat for me. I didn't really get any herbaceousness from it. It lacked on the sage. I mostly got like a nice, bright, fresh kind of like Palo Santo wood scent from it. Very soft. I had high hopes for this one, so I will not be repurchasing it. The fragrance just was not remarkable enough for me to repurchase it, and the strength and throw was low, but the overall burn quality was good. I think I did have to cotton ball it a few times due to puny wicks, but keeping it in a hurricane, that's why it looks like it's so much wax left, because once I got on that last burn, I just blew it out and was done with the candle. But overall, not a repurchase for me. Now, this is one I wish I would have repurchased. The Marrakesh Mint. I didn't repurchase it, didn't back it up. This was a nice, like, spearmint tea blend to my nose. Strength was a 7, throw was an 8 in my open concept without a hurricane. Marrakesh mint, bergamot, jasmine, and musk were the scent notes. I did a dedicated review of this on the channel, but it's no longer available. I hope Goose Creek brings this one back because I would repurchase it. And the overall burn quality was okay. There was times I think this one burned a little hot too. But again, kept my eye on it, trimmed my wicks low, and for the most part, it performed well. Any little bit of soot and wax discoloration that did happen, it didn't alter the fragrance. I was still able to enjoy the fragrance throughout the entire life of this candle. And if it returns, I will repurchase it. Cherry Blossom Soju from Bath & Body Works was not a repurchase for me. Did I repurchase? I think the only one I repurchased from this collection was the Roasted Sesame, which I have one more of that I will be pulling out to enjoy soon for winter. Burn performance was great on this candle. No soot, no issues with the wicks. This one was more of a 5 to a 6 as far as strength and throw without a hurricane, and with a hurricane, it was more of a 6 to a 7. It was an overall nice scent as far as cherry blossom goes. It didn't have that like body care, musky powderiness that a lot of people don't like that accompanies cherry blossom fragrances, but it just wasn't remarkable enough for me to repurchase it. So this was a one and done for me. This Frosted Forest was Shai's candle that he finished. I didn't pick it up. Once I found out it was a repackage of the Perfect Winter, I already have like 4 of those in my stash, so I didn't need another one. Strength and throw was in the strong medium range. I say between a 7 to a 7.5 in an open concept without a hurricane. Burn performance was good on this candle. And the scent notes are winter pine needles, frosted eucalyptus, and icy peppermint. I will say in comparison to the one that I have from last year, I do feel like that one was stronger and had a higher throw to it than this one. But this one was still nice and pleasant and had a nice presence to it in an open concept. So I don't think he repurchased this one. I think he went ahead and got a fresh balsam candle when he went back to the store during the sale. But this is definitely repurchase worthy. It's just I have so many that I didn't need to pick it up again this year. I absolutely love Fallen Flurries. I have been purchasing this candle since it first came out. I think it was around Candle Day of 2021 when it's debuted, and she got popular and she's been returning since then. So I went ahead and purchased 2 last year. I think I purchased 3 because I burned through 1 last year. I pulled this one out to enjoy, and I have 1 more in my stash, so I didn't pick it up again this year. Strength and throw was between a solid 7 to a 7.5 in my open concept without a hurricane. I do remember when this first came out, it had a higher strength and throw because I remember lighting this in my dining room and I could smell it on my second level. This one mostly just filled my open concept, and then if I placed it in my room, it filled my entire bedroom and didn't become overpowering or too strong. Pretty good burn performance on this one. A little bit of wax discoloration towards the end, but that's just because I was letting the candle burn to finish out. Scent notes are frozen thyme, fresh eucalyptus, ripe pear, and sandalwood. If you are a freshy lover and you enjoy fresh fragrances during the winter holiday season, definitely pick up Fallen Flurries. Another candle that I have been enjoying at Bath & Body Works since it first debuted is Lavender and Vetiver. Now, this one is usually a 6 for me. This one was a solid 7 in my closed concept. This one burned hot and fast. So I definitely had to keep my eye on it while it was lit and watch my burn time. Even down to the end when I had the wicks trim low. Look at the serious wick drift at the end. I did keep my eye on it though until it finished. This one seemed to be a little heavier on the vetiver, and because I was burning it in a closed concept, because I'm so used to burning this one in a closed concept due to strength and throw, and that's where I mostly like my lavender fragrances to be, this one actually got borderline annoying to me. So I kind of hate burned the remainder half of this candle, and I purchased it a little bit after it first came out. Like when this came out again at the beginning of the year, I was mostly grabbing the newer candles to burn and review on the channel, and then I finally got around to getting this one because I remember enjoying it so much. Scent notes are wild lavender, warm vetiver, and creamy sandalwood. This one is kind of cologne-y, earthy lavender. I don't know if I'm going to repurchase it if it comes back next year, just because of my experience with this one. Like, I think I'm kind of over the scent of lavender and vetiver. But overall, for the first half of the candle, I enjoyed it until the second half. But yeah, I think I'm going to pass on this one if it returns next year. If you haven't already, definitely check out my dedicated review of Perfect in Pink. This one did start out light for me for the first, I would say 3-4 burns. By the time I hit the midpoint, I would say the strength was in the 6 to 6.5 range and the throw was a solid 7. So it did fill up a closed concept nicely with the fragrance. No issues with the burn. It performed well. Scent notes are vibrant cherries, pink camellia, and whipped almond creme. I didn't repurchase this candle. Don't think I'm going to repurchase it. It was nice. And then the message behind it for me with like the packaging and the fragrance from what I got from it, you would think I would pick it up again. If you didn't watch my dedicated review, check it out. But I think I'm going to pass on this. I did pick up the fine fragrance mist, so I'll just enjoy the fragrance and the fine fragrance mist and just be done with the overall scent. But overall, if your favorite color is pink, you don't mind cherry fragrances, this was a nice cherry blend with a nice touch of, you know, soft floral in there, then I recommend picking this one up. It may still be around for like Black Friday or Candle Day. It's just, for me, I liked it, but I didn't love it. So I doubt I'm going to pick this one up again. Goose Creek has a way of doing vanilla gourmands and then like vanilla cashmere scents very well, to where they have a nice presence to them. A lot of vanilla scents can be low in strength and throw. And while this wasn't a powerhouse, it was in the medium range for me in a closed concept. I really enjoyed this fragrance. I did do a dedicated review of it here on the channel. Strength was in the soft medium range, 6.5 out of 10. With the throw of a 7, it did fill my bedroom, and that was without a hurricane. Cozy Blankets has scent notes of vanilla cashmere, tonka bean, cedar, sandalwood, and sugar crystals. Goose Creek is known for coming out with multiple cashmere type of fragrances. And I want to try some of the other ones. And I think I'm going to repurchase this one. If it's still around for Goose Creek's Candle Day, I'm trying to be patient and wait so I could grab one more of these. Nice cozy scent. For the most part, the burn was good. The wax didn't discolor or get sooty. A little bit of wick residue probably towards the end of the candle, like the last third. And this one had thin flat wicks on it too. So this one, it didn't burn super hot and fast or anything like that. It burned pretty consistent throughout the whole candle. And I really enjoyed it as a cozy bedroom scent. So I think I'm going to pick up one more of these to enjoy for the winter season. As well as, what is it? The Snuggle is Real and Cozy With You. A lot of the scent notes look kind of repetitive, so I don't know how much they'll vary in fragrance, but I do like the package design of each one, so hopefully I can get my hands on each of them for Goose Creek's Candle Day and try them all out. Then I finally got around to Oceanside Lavender from Bath & Body Works. I know a lot of people said that this was a low thrower for them. For me, this was in the medium range, 6.5 in a closed concept without a hurricane. Burn was pretty good. Didn't have issues with the burn or the wicks. And the scent notes are wild lavender, sweet sandalwood, and calming waves. I do have a lot of lavender candles, so when I purchased this one, I did not back it up. And I did enjoy it enough to where I could have at least got it, you know, again, and had one more in my stash, because when you burned it, I liked it on cold, but it was like a nice aquaticness to the scent of the lavender. So this was very pleasant to burn in the bedroom. Once I burned the first half in my room, I placed it in my daughter's room as their candle for nighttime before they went to bed, and it filled up their room nice and like just, you know, created like a calming, relaxing environment in their bedroom at bedtime. So while I do have other lavender candles, this one was definitely nice. Maybe if it returns, I'll pick it up again, because like I said, I didn't have issues with smelling this fragrance in a closed concept. If it comes back, maybe I'll repurchase it. If you like spicy, woodsy scents with a nice soft, smoky presence to it, I really feel like this is Fireside remixed. Shockingly, Fireside did not return this year. Strength and Throw was a solid 7 for me in an open concept without a hurricane. Burn was flawless. At the time I purchased this one, I had already purchased a backup from the rip because I knew I was going to enjoy this candle. And I knew I was going to burn through this one super fast for the sake of review. We have Spiced Clove, Crackling Fireplace, and Cozy Cabin. I do have a fireplace from last year, Fireside candle from last year that I didn't finish burning that I'm going to pull out and probably blend with this one. and with some of my other tree fragrances, but this is nice on its own and it'll make a nice blending candle. So if you haven't picked this one up and you like that type of scent profile, I recommend grabbing at least one of these for the winter holiday season. I purchased a total of 3 sea moss and cypress. So this is my second one. I have one more left in my stash. I believe the strength and throw of this was in a strong medium to high range for me in an open concept without a hurricane. Scent notes are sea moss, cedarwood, cypress, fir, eucalyptus, and citrus. Now, what I don't think I mentioned about this one, this candle is no longer available. I hope Goose Creek brings it back next year because I will repurchase it again. Is that burning this the second time around, I noticed that there was an accompanying powderiness to the earthy green tree notes. It wasn't off-putting to me, but I really didn't notice it much the first time I burned through the first candle. But this one, I picked up on it more as I was burning this one just for personal enjoyment instead of like analyzing it for a review. But I still enjoyed the fragrance, and I will probably pull out my last one, probably spring, as we transition from like late winter into early spring. I think that's when Goose Creek originally released it. And while this doesn't have like a Christmas tree scent to it, it's still perfect for like fall, winter, or winter transitioning into early spring. So hopefully they'll bring this one back because I would love to repurchase this candle. Burn performance for the most part was pretty good. The wax is still that nice earthy green color that it was when I bought it. So that's not really wax discoloration. So yeah, if this one comes back and you like those type of scents and you don't mind a little added powderiness, then I recommend checking this one out from Goose Creek. This is the only Halloween candle I picked up this year from Bath and Body Works, and I'll probably always purchase pumpkin carving from Bath and Body Works for the fall. I at least enjoy one of these every year. Scent notes are freshly carved pumpkin, spiced pumpkin seeds, and smooth brown sugar. This was a solid 7 in my open concept without a hurricane. No issues with the burn at all or the wicks. And I did enjoy pairing this with, what's that? Sweet cinnamon pumpkin, which is the next one I'm about to pull out. That one I normally pass on, but I liked it on cold this year. For some reason, the blend just was more appealing to me this year. So I picked it up. And I ended up pairing it with pumpkin carving, and they were amazing in my open concept together. So definitely will repurchase pumpkin carving. To me, sweet cinnamon pumpkin this year smelled more balanced on cold. Normally, the spice note is like overkill with this candle to me on cold, and that's why I always passed on it. Sweet cinnamon pumpkin has notes of warm cinnamon, fresh ground clove, and vanilla cream and brown sugar. Yeah, it was just well balanced this year to me on cold. So I took it home and I burned it on its own once or twice, and then I ended up pairing it with pumpkin carving. To me, the strength and throw for this one was a 7.5 to an 8 in the open concept without a hurricane on it. Matter of fact, I think I kept this and pumpkin carving and hurricanes. I don't know why. I don't think they needed hurricanes, but they were definitely in that strong medium. This one was more high for me because while I could smell both of them in my open concept while I had them going, this traveled up my staircase into my hallway more than pumpkin carving. I didn't notice pumpkin carving in my upstairs area like sweet cinnamon pumpkin. So no issues with the burn on this one either. Don't know if I'm gonna pick it up next year. If it smells as good as this one did this year, maybe. And maybe I'll do it, you know, pair it again with pumpkin carving if I get that one next year. But overall, the scent was nice. It was like craft store, not exactly like pumpkin clove, but kind of like that craft store, or you know how you walk into the craft store and they had those cinnamon broomsticks in the store, like a Michael's. That's the vibe that this gave, and this probably would have paired nice with pumpkin clove, but I ended up finishing this one before my pumpkin clove candle. But we'll see if I'll pick this one up again next year. This packaging was so cute last year from Bath and Body Works. Tree Farm, I don't think I had got any of the other ones. Even the one on Champagne Toast was cute, but I'm not a fan of Champagne Toast, so I didn't pick it up. This Tree Farm usually doesn't do good for me in my open concept, so I kept it in my bedroom where the strength and throw was about a 6.5, and that was without a hurricane on it. A little bit of wick residue in along the jar towards the end of the candle as I was finishing out the candle. I enjoyed it but I prefer fresh balsam over Tree Farm, so I don't think I'm going to purchase this again. It was a nice fragrance and it wasn't off-putting in a bedroom, but I would have liked to been able to enjoy this. Maybe if I would have put it in my living room in a hurricane, it would have did a little better. But the year before, when I had this one in the White Barn core packaging, it did not throw well at all. And I didn't have a hurricane back then or warmers. So I just struggled through burning the candles scentless and not smelling it at all. So this one, it was nice that it had a presence in my bedroom, but I'm not 100% sure if I will repurchase this one next year. I ended up enjoying the Demogorgon, even though this wasn't a lot of people's favorite. I ended up pairing the remainder of my Demogorgon after I did the review of Christmas Cabin. I paired the two of them together in my open concept because they both had a spicy, woody presence to the scent profile. Now for me, mine was in the 7 to 7.5 range in an open concept without a hurricane. And I had no issues with the overall burn performance on this candle. I didn't repurchase it just because I have spiced cardamom and it kind of reminds me of spiced cardamom. And then I ended up getting 2 of the Christmas Cabin candles. So I'm kind of glad I didn't repurchase this one because then I'd have been on spicy woodsy overload. But overall, I enjoyed this candle and I do feel it's repurchase worthy if you like spicy woodsy fragrances. And the burn performance was great and the strength and throw was good for me and my open concept. So I would recommend this to anyone if it's still available or if you happen to see it for Candle Day. And it's a nice pairing candle as well as, it stood on its own, being burned without being paired with anything else. I'm down to my last 2 candles, you guys. Cold Autumn Leaves from Goose Creek. The first time I experienced this candle was last fall. I was so happy to see it return. I didn't shop heavy with Goose Creek for fall this year. I ended up getting more Bath and Body Works and Kringle candles, but I did catch this one. I think it's still available. And I did get some fall candles from Goose Creek. I did one small haul and I ended up picking this one up again because I really enjoyed it. Overall burn performance on this candle was great. Scent notes are autumn leaves, fir needles, cool rain, and autumn wood. So a nice earthy, outdoorsy autumn leaf type of smell. Strength and throw for me was a 7 to a 7.5 without a hurricane in my closed concept. And in my open concept with a hurricane, it was in the 6 to 6.5 range. So it mostly filled the room it was placed in and traveled a little outside of that room. So if I had it in my dining room, it traveled in my living room. And if I placed it in my living room, it traveled up my staircase a bit. So definitely would repurchase this candle again if it returns next year. If it's still available, I'm trying to get away from purchasing candles and holding on to them for the next season because I feel like this is a pretty good returning scent. Not to mention this packaging was beautiful and it was really nice lit up. If I catch it for Candle Day and it's still around, I may pick up one more because while it is a nice fall scent, I could see myself enjoying this again in the cooler winter months as we gear up to, start getting into spring weather. So if you haven't tried cold autumn leaves yet, I recommend giving this one a shot. It's not like Leaves from Bath and Body Works. It is its own scent and I really appreciate that it is a nice, unique, earthy outdoor scent that leans masculine, but it doesn't really have a cologne type of smell to my nose. Lastly, we have Lakeside Leaves, my favorite color, and it just looks so stunning with that gold accent. This one was a solid 7 for me in a closed concept. Even in an open concept, I feel like this one was a bit stronger than Cold Autumn Leaves. So I'm just going to give it a solid 7 across the board. This is the more fruity, sweet, leafy type of fragrance. It's not as earthy and masculine like Cold Autumn Leaves. Burn performance was pretty good on this one as well. Scent notes are falling leaves, lakeside breeze, balsam, blackcurrant, and mandarin. This is another one that I would pick up again. I didn't try all of them. Lovely Leaves, I tried that last year. It was okay. And then I haven't tried the Crunchy Leaves or the Spiced Autumn Leaves yet. So hopefully the entire leaf collection will return next year, or maybe I'll get Lakeside Leaves and Cold Autumn Leaves again, and then maybe try the Crunchy Leaves and the Spiced Fallen Leaves maybe as well, if they're still around for Goose Creek's Candle Day. And whether or not I burn them this fall, if I can make room to hold on to them for next year, I will. But if they return next year, definitely will repurchase Lakeside Leaves and Cold Autumn Leaves from Goose Creek. That's it, you guys. That's all I have for my November end of the month home fragrance empties. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys, if you are celebrating the Thanksgiving holiday, I hope you guys have a happy and safe Thanksgiving, being with your loved ones and enjoying time with your family. And after the holidays, I will hop back into doing post-burn reviews and uploading. I'm going to be spending time with my family, and the kids will be out of school for the holidays, so we're going to be enjoying our time together. And then I will get back into post-burn reviews to kind of wrap up December, bring you guys a Goose Creek Candle Day haul if I shop it, which I think I am. And then I'll have a body care empties and another home fragrance empties coming up for the end of December to round out the end of the year. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. Anybody who views my channel, subscribes to my channel, or gives my videos a thumbs up, I really truly appreciate it. Even if you are a YouTube creator as well, you have your own channel and you give me a shout out, I appreciate the love so much more than you guys know. If you happen to like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, bye.